Hi everybody, welcome back to another holiday themed painting tutorial. So for this one we are going to do a really cute retro inspired candle picture with a pine branch. So these would be like the old-fashioned clip-on candles that people would put on their Christmas trees. So I've lightly sketched out the shape of my candles because I'm going to use a wet and wet technique, and I've wet the candle part, and now I'm just dropping in some color into the candles. So I wanted to use like a bright red, but then most of my colors are going to be a little bit more subdued for this. So I'm putting my color in around the edges and just sort of letting it bleed out. And after I get this color in, I'm going to do the next candle. And we're going to let this dry fully so that we can add some decorative little details on top of the candles once they're dry. Now with just plain water again, I'm wetting the second candle, and I'm going to drop the color in here and let it blend. Now, as I wait for those candles to dry, I'm going to paint the candle flame, and then also the negative space around the light that the flame is creating. So I'm using kind of like the brightest yellow for the flame. And you can take some liberties with the colors here. That's what makes a lot of those retro designs so exciting and interesting to look at, is the really different color combinations. If you type into Pinterest retro Christmas card designs, you'll get sort of an idea for different color combinations that you can use. Okay, so now I'm going to put in roughly the stems of my branch here, and the candles are going to be sitting on the branches, so I'm keeping that in mind as I put in these first stems. Now for these long pine needles, I'm just using the tip of my brush and I'm kind of flicking the needles out from that middle stem. And this is my first pass on these pine branches, and then I'll come back in with some darker shadowy areas once I get the first layer down. So I'm mixing up a little bit of a darker green here, and I'm just going back over some of my branches just in a few areas with this darker shadowy color. And now I'm going to paint the holders that the little candles sit in. And they have a bit of a scalloped design at the top. And I want to make them look kind of brassy, metal, some metal color here. So I'm just going to fill these in with that color and let them dry. And then I will probably add some details on top of these as well. And I'm going to fill in the second candle holder here in a similar way and let it dry. And then I'm going to add some more dark areas to some of these other pine branches. So I'm going to take a darker blue-green color and add those shadowy areas to the rest of the pine branches. And that just kind of helps them stand out a little bit. And I like how that's looking. Now keep in mind that to maintain a thin line on those pine needles, the key is to move your brush quickly. So if you need to make smaller strokes, that's fine. Just practice moving quickly and not kind of like belaboring every little pine needle. And I'm going to darken up some of these in between the candles to really make that lighter candle holder color pop. And you can just keep scanning your painting, and the areas that need a little bit of detail or darkening, they'll jump out at you. And it's a good practice to just get in the habit of working the whole painting. So I feel like this branch really needs some darkening. So I made that thicker, and that looks better to me. All right. So I'm pretty happy with those branches. And now I want to get the shadowy area behind the flame of the candle. So the candle flame is illuminating this circle of light around itself, and I'm just painting in the negative space. So I do a stroke of that one color, and then I'm just using plain water to kind of blend that out so that the line isn't such a hard line around the light. And I'm going to add a little bit of that color into some of my other branches as well. Now I'm going to let this fully dry because I want to be sure that the candles are totally dry before I come back in and add some detail. The details are going to be decorative. They're not going to be super realistic. This is more of a stylized picture. So I don't want any bleeding on the candles when I add those details. So now I'm going to add some little red berries. I'm tying in the color on that red candle, and the berries is the connection with that part of my painting. And I'm just putting them in a couple little spots. I don't need to put them everywhere. You can always add more. You can't take away, so just don't be too heavy-handed at first. You can always add more. I like how those look. And now with a dark color, I'm starting to add these little details, and I'm just making the candle holders appear to have some little metal designs. And then I'm also going to put some decorative designs on my candles as well. So I'm going to do some snowflakes and just some little snowflake motifs, some little stripes to kind of finish this painting out. And I think this is a great little design because you can change the colors on this very easily. Some of my favorite Christmassy colors without being traditional red and green are like a teal blue kind of green and then like a hot pink and red. So that would be a really pretty version of this painting, I think. Make one candle hot pink, another one red. You could do the berries hot pink, and then the pine branch you could do like that teal blue green color. I think that would be pretty. So here's my other snowflake, and I am almost finished with this painting. I like the simplicity of it, and since it's a fairly small and quick design, this would be a great one to do on gift bags. You could do a bunch of gift bags with this for your Christmas presents in all different colors. I think that would be really, really cute. Or you can make a set and give them away as a present. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. Send me your pictures. I love to see them.